Hello, loves. I have no clue what I wanted to talk about today, but I just felt like it was time to come back and talk to you guys. I think I want to talk about love and how that definition has changed for me. Let me turn on the AC. How that definition has changed for me over the years. Oh, man. I grew up in a home where I just felt lonely a lot of the time. My mom, she was mostly busy working, and when she was home, she wasn't always emotionally available. And at the time, she did definitely favor my brother, and she was a single mom, so it was just me and my brother and her. And I felt like they were, they were like this, and I was just kind of left to the side. And I think that definitely set the stage for me for wanting to seek out love. I, from the time I can remember, just always wanted to be loved, always wanted to be seen, always wanted to be understood. And I think I still hold those. I still hold those things with me, but my attachment to them has become a lot different over the years. I, in the past, have abandoned myself so much, shrunk myself so much in order to receive love from others, or what I believed to be love at the time, which I really, not to say those things were not love. They were love for where I was at the time in my journey, but looking back, I would now more so call them attachments and just ways that I was trying to fill holes and voids within me. Hang on. Yeah. And as I have learned to love myself more, and I think that has come through just wanting to have a better life for myself than the examples I've had around me. I love my family dearly, but I don't want my relationships to be like theirs. They lack communication, they lack openness and honesty, and conflict resolution. I definitely came from a family that just kind of swept things under the rug. Like, you blow up on someone and then you just give it a few days and apologize, like, haphazardly. If even that, sometimes you just sweep it under the rug and move on. And that's just not not in alignment with how I like to love or be loved. So I've had to learn how to have healthier relationships in my life. And I've mostly done that through having unhealthy relationships and just learning that that was not the way for me. It was not the way for me. Yeah. I've had my heart broken quite a few times in wanting love from other people, in and them not having the capacity to meet me at the depth of love that I am requiring or wanting. I think more in the past it was just wanting, because I would accept what was given to me and wouldn't rock the boat, wouldn't ask for too much more, because I was grateful to be receiving what I was receiving. I don't think those versions of me believed that I was worthy of more. So I settled for a lot of toxic and unhealthy behaviors and dynamics and situations. Extremely toxic. I would say my first high school boyfriend, we were on and off for 5 years. I met him when I was like in junior high, going into high school. He was a few years older than me, like 3 years older than me. And that already, in and of itself, was a whole, power dynamic. And I thought I loved that boy so much. I thought I was gonna marry him, all the things. I was extremely attached to him and codependent. Yeah. And it was so unhealthy and so draining to me in so many ways that I could not even comprehend at the time. I think that one, looking back, I was the most disconnected from my body I had ever been, because there were so many signs that my body was not comfortable or safe with him, and I just didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. Through the years, I have learned. Then after that, I had a boyfriend, and he was such a sweetheart. He healed so many of the wounds that first relationship had left me with. And yeah, I just felt so like held, and I did feel so loved by him. But there were problems in that relationship as well. I had never been someone who was manipulative, and I started to notice myself stepping into those patterns in relationship to him. I think mostly I just didn't like who I was becoming in that relationship. And I do my part in reading the self-help books and trying to incorporate different things in my life. I think he also just was not very willing to look within himself in order for us to really grow together. And I also could not, he just wasn't very ambitious with his life. And he was also older than me, so I was a little annoyed with him and not just wanting more for his life, because that is who I am through and through. I strive for bettering myself and just steadily like making my life better, of the material and physical things as well, like at that time, for sure. And then after that relationship, I ended both of those relationships. It took me quite some time to end that first toxic relationship, but I did it. And then the second guy, we were living together, so that one was a little harder. Yeah. And that one took a hit on me, because I definitely, while I recognized I didn't want to be with him, I was also we were codependent as well. And that one took a while for my nervous system to reset after like cutting things off with him and not seeing him every day and just all the different things. He was definitely a comfort to me at the time. And then after that, I didn't give myself too much time of being single, honestly. As soon as he moved out, I was on the dating apps, and that was a time. That was my hoe phase. I had my hoe phase. I had a lot of fun that year, and it was fun and it was explorative, and I learned so much about what I liked on a like sexual note, and just intimacy, and learned how to, I guess, date, because I had never really dated before then. Both of the people I had dated were people I knew from high school, and we just kind of fell into relationships. And yeah, So that was a very fun explorative time for me until it wasn't. Towards the end of that year, I just started getting a bit stir crazy to like find someone to actually be with and be in a relationship with. And then came along my situationship. He was a guy who was visiting the city that I lived in. He was there for like a month, and we had met on the dating apps. And we just had like a whirlwind romance month, and I definitely had developed an attachment to him during that time. It was the classic anxious avoidant cycle. He was oh he was great in the beginning, and I think I put way too much importance in how he showed up and not just paying attention to the patterns and things. That was really my first, I think, big relation with that anxious avoidant attachment. I had never had those things stirred up in me the way that he did. So we had the whirlwind romance for a month. He went back to where he was living, and he also he was planning to move to where I was. That's why he was out there for the month, like exploring and figuring things out. And shortly after he went back, he ghosted me. And I don't know what it was about that time in my life, but I just not completely fell apart. Like emotionally, yeah, I completely fell apart. I was still going to work and doing all my little things, but that was a very difficult time for me emotionally. I think he was also the first person that I ever connected with on a spiritual level. None of my partners before really believed in spirituality, and at the time that I met this third guy, the situationship, I was really starting to deepen into spirituality and just learning about it and recognizing my own experiences with it. And yeah, he just opened up some doorways for me in the spiritual realm and being connected to him. And I really like fell apart when he did what he did. Of course, he came back a few months later, as soon as I had felt like I healed from that, and I took him back. I did. It's really hard to explain. Like, logically, I knew, hey, I probably should not go down this road. It's probably not going to end the best. But I just felt like I kept getting signs from the universe that this was something I was supposed to be doing and something I was supposed to, step into again. So I did it. And it did end up being a karmic relationship. I think we dated for like 6 months, and I wanted commitment, and he was not willing or ready to walk towards that with me, so we ended it. And I have been single and celibate since then. And I have learned so much about love, and through all of those men, but also through friendships I've had as well. I had a college roommate. Me and her, we definitely had some kind of soul connection as well. And karmic in a way as well. I think we triggered things within each other, and we were also there for each other during really hard times. And then I had the friends that I moved out to Thailand with when I left the States, and those friendships and the ending of one of the friendships in particular really just, it left me with a lot to process, and I think I learned a lot about discernment and how much I give to people. I am definitely someone who is naturally an overgiver. That is just, I think, who I am. And that last relationship, I overgave so much of myself that I felt completely disconnected from myself in the end. I had no energy for my life, and just continuing in the ways that I was able to before in all these other relationships. The friendship. And the friendship honestly broke me more than any of the romantic relationships did. I think that one, it was definitely karmic. We had the same birthday. The classic tale. And yeah. But I am so grateful that I have gone through all of these experiences and survived and processed and made it to the other side, and I'm able to have a smile on my face. To me, that is a huge accomplishment, because there were times when my heart was breaking, or I didn't know if I was ever going to smile again. And to be in this place where I am feeling more connected to myself than I ever have in a lot of ways. I'm so happy to be here and to keep growing in this and in this direction. Love to me now is wanting the best for another person, unconditionally, whether that what is best for them is convenient for me or not, whether it is painful for me or not. I want what is best for the people that I love in every area of their life. I want them to flourish. And whether I am or not in my own life, I want the people around me to flourish. Yeah, and to just have the best life that they can possibly have, whether that includes me or not. Love is pure. Love is abundant. Love is kind, patient. Love does not point a finger. When I love someone and I want to work on things with them, it is me and them against whatever problem we are up against. It is not me against them, ever, for me. For me, that is not the case. Yeah, my love is also not attaching to people. I love people with open hands. They are here as long as they are supposed to be here. And if a relationship ends, it is not a failure. I loved them. They loved me. And the time that we were meant to be in each other's lives. My whole view of love has expanded, and I'm really grateful for my life experiences and my past partners, both romantic and friendship wise, for being mirrors and teaching me all these lessons so that I can have a greater capacity and understanding of love. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to know who made it to this point in the video. If you could drop a little heart in the comments, I would really love that. Yeah, I really appreciate you being here and listening to my story and spending time with me. If you are still here, I am really grateful to have you. And I think that's all I have to say for today. I will talk to you later. Bye.